Most men do not stay weak because they are cursed. They stay weak because they repeat the same mistake every day. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel motivated. They wait for the right mood. They wait for clarity. They wait for life to become easier. And while they wait, their life keeps moving. That is how years disappear, not through one dramatic failure, but through hesitation, delay, comfort, excuses that sound harmless in the moment. A man tells himself he will begin tomorrow. He tells himself he needs more time. He tells himself he will become disciplined when life becomes less stressful. But that day never comes, because life does not reward hesitation. Life keeps testing, keeps moving, keeps demanding, and the man who keeps waiting slowly becomes weaker than he was before. His standards drop, his body softens, his mind becomes less sharp, his word begins to lose value, not because he is incapable, but because he has trained himself to live without urgency. That is the danger. A weak man is not always the loudest failure in the room. Sometimes he looks normal, sometimes he looks comfortable, sometimes he even looks calm. But underneath, he avoids friction, he avoids pressure, he avoids sacrifice, he avoids the discomfort that would force him to grow. And because of that, he never really meets himself. He never discovers what he could become if he stopped negotiating with his own potential. That is why so many men remain stuck. They do not need more information. They do not need more inspiration. They do not need another perfect plan. They need a moment of truth, a moment where they stop asking, "What do I feel like doing?" and start asking, "What must be done now?" That is where change begins, not in fantasy, not in motivation, not in grand speeches, in action. Small, direct, immediate action. The first early morning, the first hard session, the first promise kept when nobody is watching, the first time a man does what is necessary without waiting for desire to lead him there. That is the first crack in weakness, because weakness survives through delay, through softness, through the habit of postponing growth. But discipline breaks that pattern. Discipline says, do it now, not when you feel stronger, not when the mood appears, not when the conditions improve, now. That is why disciplined men become dangerous, because they stop living by emotion and start living by standard. They move when it is inconvenient. They continue when it is boring. They endure when it is heavy. They stay with the path long after the excited mind has gone silent. And over time, that changes everything. A man who keeps his word to himself walks differently. He speaks differently. He thinks differently. He carries weight differently because he knows something most men never learn. Power is not found in intensity. It is found in consistency, in repetition, in self-control, in the ability to act without delay. That is how a man rebuilds his life, one choice at a time, one hard day at a time, one act of discipline at a time, until one day he is no longer the man who waits. He is the man who moves. And once a man becomes that, life changes. Because the world respects action, the body respects action, the mind respects action, and most importantly, the man begins to respect himself. So if you feel stuck, if you feel weak, if you feel like life is slipping through your hands, do not wait for a better moment. Do not wait to feel ready. Move now, because the man who keeps waiting stays weak, but the man who acts, even imperfectly, begins to become someone life cannot easily break.